Hey, welcome to day 8 of the Stillness game. So the next couple days, we're going to be training an important skill in meditation, concentration. So concentration allows us to focus and sharpen our attention, making it easier for us to find that space of stillness between the stimulus and the response. And also gives us the capacity to widen up that gap in between and really expand the space of stillness. So training concentration is about sharpening. It's about sharpening that tool that lets us break old mental habits that no longer serve us. Our mental habits created by this pattern of reactivity and compulsiveness. The thing is, training concentration is not always easy, especially if you have a wandering mind or what we call the monkey mind, right? The mind that's easily distracted and constantly jumping from one thought to the next, sometimes jumping off from, one thought to another before the current thoughts even finish or complete. And creating this incessant loop of thoughts and stories that just robs us from the wonders of the present moment. So concentration helps us break these loops and frees us from the mind traps so that we can drop into the space of stillness and create an intentional and meaningful life. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the attitude and the technique required to help train concentration, right, during your meditation. So when I first started practicing meditation, I had a hard time training concentration. Like I was terrible at paying attention, not to mention maintaining the attention. Right? My mind was just constantly wandering, or I was always falling asleep during meditation as well. Right? And it felt straining, and I was just really struggling to keep my attention from wandering. I just couldn't do it. Then I picked up this really important attitude while learning to slackline, so walking on a slack rope. That forever changed the way I meditated and trained concentration. So I was struggling with slacklining, just like I was struggling with meditation. I couldn't focus and stay balanced on the rope, right? I would just keep falling off. So I was watching my friend slacklining as well, and he was just always falling off as well, just as many times as I was. But there was something different about him. He was always so high-spirited, and where I was always just discouraged. And he would always end his day by saying something like, I didn't do well today, but tomorrow may be better. And I asked him how he was not frustrated or discouraged from always falling all the time, like myself. And he said, yeah, failing sucks, but I'm just really good at starting again. And there it was. Right, that line changed my meditation practice completely. I realized that concentration was not about focusing really well. It was an art of starting over really well. Right? So that changed my perspective, right? I changed my perspective on the mental work that's being done here. Right? Many people think meditation is training the mind to stop or to get rid of thoughts, right? To be really focused on one thing for a really long period of time. Actually, it's not like that at all. It's about changing your relationship with all the thoughts and feelings that come up, right? It's learning to observe them with perspective and kindness, and then radically accepting them and letting them go, right? And then it's starting over again. Right? Every failure is an opportunity for a win. That win is to start over again. So thoughts, feelings, distractions, they will happen. Expect them to happen. And when they do, you acknowledge them without judging yourself, and you let them go. And then you start over again. And that's the training of concentration, the craftsmanship of meditation. Right? Our goal with meditation is to break the mental patterns of our reactivity and compulsiveness. And the only way we can break these patterns created by this repetitive habit of reactivity and compulsiveness is to create new patterns with the repetition of a new habit. And that new habit is to start over again and to get really good at it. Right? Mastery is in the discipline of hopping back onto that slack line every time you fall off. Right? It's hopping back into stillness every time the mind wanders off. Right? With an attitude of kindness and friendliness and persistence. All right, concentration is an art, and it's the art of starting over again. All right, so training this unreactiveness points us to our direct experience. Right, concentration teaches us to look at the world with calmer and quieter eyes of stillness that are good at starting over again with this kindness to ourselves and to others. Where we become better at seeing past the unkind stories that we tell ourselves, and we engage with our direct human experience with this full and complete integrity. And that all begins with that pause, right? That pause of intention, the pause of attention intentionally. And it ends with becoming good at starting over again, back again at intention. It's a full loop. So you might wonder, am I doing it right? Am I progressing? Right? If you're showing up and doing the work of starting again and again, you're doing it right. Right? You know you're progressing if you keep showing up and you become more intentional with navigating your experiences in your life. Right? Remember, you don't meditate to get better at meditating. You meditate to get better at life. All right. So your prompt today, 8 minutes, right? Things are starting to get real now. 8 minutes of meditation today, right? So let's practice that art of starting over. So come to your comfortable position, hit pause, and establish that simple sense of presence, showing up to the state of your body and your mind right here, right now, and bring this gentle kindness and curiosity to it. All right, taking a few deep, relaxing breaths to really deepen that sense of presence, and then bring it back to its natural rhythm. All right, letting the breath breathe itself, and bring your attention with intention to the experience of breathing. Right, observe the experience of your breath, feel your breath. And then you can start to use that mental noting tool to really steady your breath in your mind, deepening that focus, right? Observing the qualities of your breath as you feel it and as you experience it. Start to notice the space between your breath, right? Find that space of stillness, bathe in that, right? And then catch your mind every time it wanders off, and it will, so expect it, right? Acknowledge it when it does and make that mental note. My mind is wandering. Let go of that thought or the story that comes with that wandering, and then just do the work of starting over again. Right? Gently bring that attention back to your breath. Find that place of stillness again, and repeat it again and again. This is the work of training concentration. So we'll dive deeper into why this is so important tomorrow. So make sure you check in with your stillness game partner and share your experience and your stories in our stillness game group.